Hello YouTube, it is Championdjk, and we have for you today a Auto World complete series video. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that as I complete sets of Auto World, including the Ultra Reds, I do a video showing both regular release cars and the Ultra Red chase car for each model in a particular series. Today we've got 2019 Premium Release 2. So very awesome. I completed this set very quickly, which is awesome. Here's a quick look at the card before we go any further, because most of these are already loose except for this casting here, this Golf Corvette Z06. We're going to save this one for last. But here's just a quick look at the packaging just to take a look. So here's the version A packaging. There's a list of the cars in the series. This was possibly the most anticipated Auto World series ever. Here's a look at the B card. Here's version B. So version B is green. And the reason why this was the most anticipated series of Auto World that's probably ever been out is because of the fact that the Chevy Cheyenne trucks debut in this series. All right, so this is an interesting one too, because some of these are available in straight packs, so not every car is limited to the same production number, and we'll kind of go over that as we go through this here. So we're going to start with version A of the Chevy Cheyenne fleet side lowered. All right, so this car, you might be sick of seeing these now because people are posting these all over Instagram. And Auto World did an amazing job on this truck casting. I can't wait to get every version that they ever put out, and it's going to be pretty sweet. So this one does feature an opening bed, and as a bonus, an opening hood as well. So pretty awesome. Of course, these are all going to be metal body, metal base cars. If you're not familiar with the Auto World brand, these things are sweet. They are very heavy. They're very robustly built. They're basically all metal construction except for the interior and windshield piece, and of course the wheels. The wheels are rubber, and generally they do a lot of authentic colors for the vehicles. This one is yellow. It's not an authentic color, but this is a custom truck. So you got this is version A, and then this one is version B. These regular release cars are limited to 7,016 pieces for each version. Okay. Now, Ultra Reds in this series are going to follow the traits of the version A car, and they're 3% of the entire production line of the casting. Therefore, if you multiply the production number of 7016 by 2 and then calculate 3% of that, that's how many Ultra Reds you're going to have with this casting. And I have the Ultra Red right here. There it is. As you can see, it shares the rims of the version A car and the interior color as well. These ones, it also should be noted that the Ultra Reds in this series also have an Ultra Red painted base. So that is another item that kind of sets it apart. It's got Ultra Red body, Ultra Red base. All these will have that characteristic, and typically they're going to follow the characteristic of the version A car. With the exception of one car in the series that's a little weird one. We're going to get to that here in a moment as well. So this one, there's 420 of these out here. Roughly half of them are going to be on the version A card, and roughly half will be on the version B card. Doesn't matter what card you find them on, the casting is the same. There's no variation in the chase. So 420 of these are out there. I was lucky enough to pre-order some of these trucks and then got it sent to me as part of my pre-order. So that was pretty sweet. So real stoked on that, to get that right off the gate. This was the first Ultra Red in the series that I was able to acquire. All right, so there's our first casting, and definitely the most anticipated casting of the series. The next one here we're going to take a quick look at is the 1962 Chevy Impala SS convertible. This particular color that you're looking at here is the version A, and it is in silver blue poly. It's pretty nice. Of course, this casting also sports an opening hood to reveal some motor detail in there. That's a very nicely detailed car. Here's a look at the plate, 62 SS. Very nicely detailed convertible vehicle. for your version A. And then version B is going to be this vehicle right here in gloss black. And these two cars are each limited to 5,480 pieces, which is interesting. So, and I don't know why, but these are there's the most limited car, and this is going to be the Ford Galaxie 500 XL at 5,240. And I don't know why there's slightly more of these, because I was not aware that these were possibly available in some sort of straight pack or sold as individual cars. I don't know for sure what's going on there. But anyway, it looks great in black. It looks good in blue. And then it also looks good as an ultra red. So here's the ultra red. And as you can see, it follows the version A traits where it has the blue interior. This one has an ultra red body. It's got ultra red visors, which is kind of a nice little touch. And it's got, of course, the ultra red base. So very cool. The plates are different too. So this one says 409 horsepower. And this one says 62 SS. And of course the plate on this says 62 SS because it matches the version A car. All right. And that is the second casting that we take a look at in this series. The next one that we got is the Wagon. Everybody loves a Wagon, right? And I'm a fan of Wagons too. This is kind of a weird color combo for this thing. This blue poly with a wood grain side, and yes, the wood grain is actually there. It looks like a solid brown color. If you look very, very close to it, I'm not going to bother to zoom in right now, but you can kind of see it. There's wood grain in there, very fine wood grain. This is a really cool casting. The plate on this one says relax for the version A car. These are limited to 5,720 pieces. Let's see if I can get a hood open. That hood's not opening very easily, so I'm not going to monkey with it. One of these will get open fairly easily. This is the color I definitely preferred in out of the two. This is cinnamon poly, and again, 5,720 pieces. This is limited to, this one also sports the exact same plate as the version A car, which some of these do and some of these don't, which is interesting. And again, that hood is tough to open. Just trust me, it opens. And looking at the two cars together, they look pretty sweet. And then, of course, we got the Ultra Red. Now, the Ultra Red for this is kind of interesting. It is limited now. So there's your Ultra Red base. Ultra Red body. It's got the same plate, of course, as the other two cars, the Relax plate. Now, normally, the interior should be blue on this car. And I don't know why, but for some reason it is not. It is black. I wonder if there is a blue interior version of this out there. If anybody that's watching this video that's an Auto World aficionado knows if there is a blue interior version of this Ultra Red out there, please let me know. Why do I say it should be blue? Well, it should be blue because the version A car has a blue interior. And typically that would carry over into this Ultra Red, because the only thing they would change is the traits of the Ultra Red, which of course would be the Ultra Red body, the Ultra Red base, which typically should be the only thing that's different between this car and this car. Be that body color, base color. Major differences, of course, but this interior shouldn't be black. It should actually be blue. And this is the only car in this series that doesn't follow the trend of the series. So it's not very typical of Auto World. So usually, and if we had a bunch of different versions of Ultra Reds to look at, we could talk more about it. But that interior is black. It's not blue. So that's interesting. So this Ultra Red is limited to 343 pieces. Oh, I don't know if I told you this one. This one's 329 pieces, okay? 329. This one is 343. If my math is correct, which it should be correct. It's not very difficult math. All right, so next casting we got is this one. This is the 1964 Ford Galaxie 500 XL. This is the version A in Wimbledon white. Let's see if we can pop this hood open real quick. There it is. That was an easy one to go. Nice details in there. This casting is kind of a cool one. There's a few different base variations of it. There's a lifted base and a lowered base. I believe this is the lifted base. Yeah, this is the lifted base on this one. There's different versions of the hood. There's a teardrop hood. This, of course, does not have the teardrop. And there's also a convertible version and a hardtop version. This is the hardtop version. So the top of this is plastic. So a really cool bunch of different little tooling variations in this casting if you've collected it over the years that they've put this car out. So this one, 5,240 pieces for each version. So here's the other version. I think I prefer it in this color, actually. It looks pretty nice. This is silver smoke gray poly, and it looks pretty good. I like the wheels on this. They're not always cleanly done, but that's a lot of detail for a 1/64 scale down there in the wheel. And these things are sold at such a value for what you get for these cars. Just a really nice presentation. All right, so plates. We're going to take a look at the plates quick. We always got to look at that. 1964, and what does that say? XL. Let's say XL 350, XL 390. Okay, so XL 390, and so they have different plates. So the Ultra Red, we should see the plate from this version of the car. So we should see that 1964. And of course, it's going to have a black interior because the black interior it's got on that both versions of the car. But there you go. The plate is 1964. And here's the Ultra Red. So the Ultra Red is limited to 314 pieces and is actually the most limited chase car in this series, save for finding an Ultra Raw, of course. Beautiful Ultra Red base, Ultra Red body, and a nice looking car. Very cool. Very cool indeed. So, and they do a really great job of matching that Ultra Red paint to the body paint. You can definitely tell the differences a little bit. So this paint up here is painting a plastic part as opposed to painting a metal part. It's a pretty good job. Same thing with all the cars, just the way that it's matched up pretty good. So pretty neat. All right, so there is that one. All right, so we're going to follow that up with the last car in the series, which is another highly anticipated vehicle, which of course is another version of the Chevy Cheyenne Stepside, or truck. This is the 1973 Chevy Cheyenne Stepside. Again, the bed is different, of course, because it's a step side instead of a fleet side. Other than that, it's also on a standard stock height base instead of being lowered. And definitely a cool version of it. More stock wheels, too. A little Chevy bow tie in the middle of the wheels. This truck looks absolutely fantastic here in flame red, and also looks really good in this beautiful lime green. That is such a sick color for this truck. It's so nice. I really like that color. Just a great color. And both of these share the same plate, 1973. So really, these also have the bed opening, and of course the same old hood opening, and I think they got the same engine tooling. I should just be, yeah, they do. Just wanted to check on that. So both very awesome, and then of course the Ultra Red. So these are limited to 7,016 pieces, just like the Chevy Cheyenne's fleet sides are. So the most least limited, which means the Ultra Red is also 420 made. Just an awesome truck. My buddy Tor hooked me up with this one. I got really lucky on this series getting the trucks out of the way right away. So, again, we're going to see an Ultra Red base. We're going to see the Ultra Red body. This should follow the variations of the version A car, but there's really nothing to differentiate the version A from the version B car, except for the color, of course, of the vehicle. The plates are the same. Everything else is the same. Interior is the same. It's black. So, of course, this is going to have a black interior. But there you have it. All right, so now we are finally up to getting the piece freed here. We're going to free the piece on these wonderful Corvettes. This is a beautiful casting. This is 2011 Corvette Z06. We're going to go ahead and open it up. So these are limited. These both are in Gulf livery. They're both limited to 5,720 pieces. I'm just going to open up the two right away. So you got this one. I love these two because they differ quite a bit, aside from just the color of the car. So you've got this one in Gulf livery here, in your standard kind of powder blue and orange. These are a really awesome casting. They're very detailed. The hood opens this way here, and then you've got a very detailed motor in there. And then you also have lens detail up front for headlights, which is not something that's done on a lot of Auto World cars, and there's a good reason for it as to why it's done on this one. Gulf power on the plate. I just love this Corvette casting. They've only released it a handful of times, and it's just a really, really nice one. The reason why this tends to be possibly a little bit more detailed than the others, because I believe this was actually supposed to be part of the True LE line originally. If you're not familiar with that line, just Google it. But it's the True LE line was supposed to be a true limited edition line where they'd make a lot of a tooling, and then they would destroy the tooling and never make it again. There was only one vehicle that was ever released on it. It was a Dodge Challenger. But there was a couple other castings I think that were supposed to be in that line, and this is one of them. I believe this and the Camaro, the Hennessy Camaro. So, pretty awesome. This is just a really cool casting. It's really awesome, and looks great in this Gulf livery in version A. And then version B is also in a Gulf livery, but it is quite a bit different graphically, besides just the color. So the color, of course, is a darker blue with the orange, which looks great. And this one's actually got a number on the side. It's got Goodyear tire. It's got an American flag there. It's got the Chevy bow tie printed on the rear window. And then it also has, on the windscreen up front, it's got Corvette up front. It's got lots of little extra details. And the wheels are really cool, too, because they're painted orange. So this one's just really awesome release for this. It's got some extra detailing. And then, of course, you got those lens-covered headlights, and you got painted taillights. But very, very cool. Very awesome. So the Ultra Red, we're going to go ahead and pop it out of the package here. Of course, it's going to be like the version A car, because that's what it is for the series. So instead of seeing the number 21 there and all of that, orange wheels, this is what we get. We get it with Gulf written on the side. Just like that. Of course, it's got the Ultra Red base, but it's got the Gulf written on the side. It shares the same graphics as the version A car. So these cars are limited, as I said, to 5,720 pieces. The Ultra Red is limited to 343 pieces. It's a very nice car. Hood just wants to come open, so let's just take a look at that motor one more time. Very cool. I'm complete on this casting. I've got every version of it, except for, of course, the Ultra Raws, which if you find an Ultra Raw, it's like getting the golden ticket. Those are limited to 10 pieces, period, for this line anyway. Some of them, they've been actually limited to 20, or at least for one, they've been limited to 20, one release, I think. There's been a little variation here and there. But anyway, without all that confusion, if you find one of those, you're in luck. I mean, you're really lucky, because even if you don't want to keep it, if you're not into it, you can flip it on the secondhand market for, a lot of diecasts that you are into. I've been fortunate enough to get a couple of Raws. I never found one in the wild. I would love to. I would love to find one and be something really cool, something really special. So, all right. So that's going to be it for this series, guys. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your favorite casting was. I know a lot of people are definitely into the Chevy trucks, and it's bringing a lot of crossover collectors, people that just collected Hot Wheels or just collected something else or other brands, made them a little bit interested in looking at Auto World, which is great for the brand. So very, very cool. All right, that's going to be it for this episode, guys. Thank you guys very much for watching another complete Auto World series episode, and have yourself an excellent day.